There's the breeze. There is a money shot of Adams. Good morning, welcome to Coulee Outdoors. I'm your host, Brandon Scott, and today with me is my father. It is what's supposed to eventually be a sunny spring April day. We are outside of the town of Port Angeles, and we're going to be doing the Little River Trail, which starts on state land, but eventually ends up in the national park, so you will need a Discover Pass to park here. But anyway, it's spring. It was a crappy snow years, but there's still snow in the high country, so the low country is where it's still at to be. So right now it's still desert and or river time. And today we're doing a river hike, the Little River, to be exact. Day hiking Olympic Peninsula covers it. The Olympic Mountains Trail Guide covers it, but the Day Hike Olympic Peninsula does not cover it. So what does it have to say? It's a charming little riverside trail. Obviously the river is small. Lots of log bridges to cross the river. I think there's 7 of them, in fact, before you start humping uphill. And at the 6th one, there is supposed to be a charming little waterfall that may or may not be blocked by some woody debris. So yeah, it's just going to be a small little river, you know, as the name implies. I believe it's 25th out of my top 25 for Olympic National Park, so it cracks it because it's supposed to be such a charming little hike. We're not going to go all the way up to where it intersects Hurricane Ridge because that would climb 4,000 feet in elevation, and again, the snow is still pretty thick, so we'll probably go do all the river crossings, which I think there are 7 of them, and then after the 7th one is when it starts climbing in earnest. So we'll see how far we make it. Yeah, I'll come back and do the full at some point, but this is just going to stay in the low country. So yeah, and then later today we will go drive around, go see some other things, but at the moment we're just going to do that. Old growth trees, old growth forest. Once we get into the national park, it's about 1.5 miles from inside state land, which was logged back at the turn of the last century, so it's going to be good second growth forest. And then once we get to the national park boundary, we'll cross it and we'll be into old virgin forest. Other than that, not much else to say. We'll see if we find any wildflowers, but of course there'll be some extra videos of the river and possibly the waterfall. And then when we get back to the car, we'll go adventure around because we are halfway between the Hurricane Ridge Road and the Elwha axis. So we can either go up the top of Hurricane Ridge, or go over to Elwha and go shoot a video of Madison Falls, and or go out to this Elwha mouth. There's lots of options we can go do afterwards. So let's go hit the trail and find out. Ooh, pretty, a classic Olympic National Park Park Service style trail board. Tells you your important junctions, which there are none, so it's just the boundary and the end of the trail up at Hurricane Ridge, and then a nice newer state land board because the parking lot, as you can see, is managed by the DNR. And then of course you get this is its own separate thing, the report trail issues, because this is within the quote-unquote jurisdiction of the, what is it, the Gray Wolf River Trail Crew, which is one of the few trail crews that I have found on Facebook that are very active on social media, and they really like posting about when they work on things. So if you have problems, let those guys know and they will get it fixed. That's the quarry making loud noises. So yeah, for the first mile to 1.5 miles, we walk in state land, which was logged back at the turn of the last century, so there will be occasional very large stumps. There are 7 river crossings with footbridges, and the Gray Wolf Trail Crew had come out in the last, I think, like month or so, and has cleared the trail and made sure everything to at least the waterfall crossing, which is the 6th one, is good to go. Old trail. Yeah, I'm gonna say old trail, new trail. Put it probably right in they probably moved the parking lot to that flat open spot, so they moved the trailhead too. It's probably what happened. So everything has been cleared to theoretically the waterfall, and otherwise Trillium. Hopefully we'll find some more at another stopping spot and I can get a video of a Trillium, because for all the Trilliums we see all the time, I've never gotten a Trillium video. You're going, well, what's the point? it's a still pretty flower. It is the most classic of all the Pacific Northwest forest wildflowers. Yeah, trilliums are out in force. That's good. What is this? I don't think I've ever seen that color of moss before. So yeah, this is going to be a nice, quaint, picturesque little, it's going to say it all day and it's going to trip me up, Little River hike, because it is called the Little River. Trilliums. Oh, the lady slipper, I believe, I think. I have to get a picture of it so I can identify it later. Yes, I think this is the lady slipper. I've never actually seen one in person. Let me attempt to get a good picture with my phone. Sorry, GoPro, but you're second fiddling right now. There we go. Sweet. That'll be I think it's called a lady slipper. Oh, I still have service, I could tell you. I still have service, I could tell you. Oh, it's not gonna find it. Oh, there it is. Oh. Nope, it's a Calypso orchid. Sick. So it's not the lady slipper, it's the other one. Violet. Swamp violet. I know it's yellow, but it's a swamp violet. And then the little yellow ones are called swamp violets. And oh no, that's last year's. Never mind. Yeah, these little yellow flowers are called swamp violets. Good. This is exactly why I was hoping to come out here. Get the forest wildflowers. You got trilliums. You got swamp violets. You got the orchids. You got the huckleberries leafing out. Got our first river crossing coming up. So other than the half dozen or more river crossings, there will be 3 large basalt cliffs we will come up along eventually, and they are called the 3 Gnomes. They are large and fern covered, but those are pretty much going to be your only other trailside attractions. The others is just a nice little stroll along a little river through some not so little woods. Good springboard marks there. Coming up to our first of many river crossings along the Little River Trail in Olympic National Park. And a nice map down here too. Ye old map. Uh-huh. And then the top of Hurricane Ridge. Skunk cabbage?
Flowers.
Oh, more flowers, yeah. Mm-hmm. And even the salmon berries are coming out. Perfection. I'm gonna shoot a short of a trillium because I can and I want to. Trillium, the most classic of all the Pacific Northwest forest wildflowers. And when they initially bloom, they are white, and then when they have been pollinated, they will turn this deep, dusky purple color as they fade away and melt away. And that's how today is going to go. We're going to be looking at wildflowers while we're walking through the woods. And if you don't like it, find another video to watch. But that's what today's adventure is all about. Walking along a beautiful, quaint little stream in some deep woods and enjoying the woods for the woods. Well, after about a mile and a quarter, we get these two lovely plain Jane yellow leaving state land signs. And Dad said further down, seeing if there was an entering state land sign down here. Haha. And then you have your much more rustic and appealing entering Olympic National Park. No pets, weapon use, or wheeled devices beyond. Ta-da, nice and rustic.
No pets, weapons use, or wheeled devices.
And a bench.
Yeah. Somebody said there was a bench at the line.
I remember seeing that, yeah. So if you want to come take a stroll with your pets, you get about 1.5 miles each direction, and then you can stop at the boundary and sit on the bench. And now, you should be entering deeper, thicker, shadier, untouched virgin forest, and we begin the crossing at some point. Look at the size of that trillium. That's a big one. That is a big one. And some swamp fire. River. Eventually we'll cross it. And this is why you come into the national park, because you come in and none of these 1,000-year-old 4, 5, 6 foot wide trees have been messed with. It's older, it's wilder, it's ancient, it's verdant, it's classic Olympic National Park. Crystal clear, babbling stream running through the cold, dark green jungle filled with 1,000-year-old giants. That's why you come into Olympic National Park. And then you got the beaches in the high country too. But the beaches are a separate day and the high country is a separate time of year. Even if it was just for the jungle lowlands ringing the center of the park, it would be well worth making a national park out of it. Is that one of the 3 gnomes, the 3 basalt cliffs that talks about? Could be. But yeah, even the coastal strip, all the beaches out at Claylock and stuff, none of that was added till the 60s. The original park was created in the teens. I bet the salmon runs up this in the summer and fall are amazing. Yeah. You know that? I bet the salmon runs in the summer and fall are just amazing. Tweet bird is on the railing bridge telling us to not cross the bridge. Well, after almost 2 miles, we have come to our first log bridge crossing of the river. Trillium's there, Salt Cliff back there, Little Birdie was there. He is now gone. Get a picture of Father crossing the bridge, and then get a video of crossing the bridge. First log bridge crossing of the Little River inside Olympic National Park. Oh yeah. This is what it's all about, ladies and gentlemen. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
One down. Technically it's 2, but I was talking about like actual foot logs versus real bridges. Bunch of Trillium, some swamp violet. Looks like somebody's camp. Squirrel? Oh, Tweety bird. Lots of little yellow swamp violets. Yeah, that would be why the trail got moved.
That's a big rock.
That's a lot of rock. Now where's the Kiki hanging out on the rock? Yes, this is cougar country, ladies and gentlemen. Been more than a few times where we have done hikes in this portion of the Olympic Peninsula where we have been not necessarily stalked but followed. We go out on a trail, and when we come back you can see footprints in the mud that weren't there. Most famously, my parents got stalked almost the whole way walking the Spruce Railroad Trail on the North Shore of Lake Crescent. Not a bridge. Not a bridge, not a bridge, not a bridge. Not a bridge. Not a bridge, not a bridge, not a bridge. Not a bridge. This one's extra scenic. Bridge numero dos. Sorry, footlog numero dos. This is actual bridge number 3. A little bit of springer boing in the middle. Who knows how much longer this one's got? So it has to be relocated. Yeah.
We need to get a room.
Yeah. Somebody just buzzed me. Big old bomber. Ain't that a gorgeous spot? Yep. That's why we come out here. Wish I would've got Dad in the frame. That was done with me. Oh well. Might have another pretty spot.
Long piece of rock, man.
Yeah. Now we're into the canyon good. Looks like it's really gonna open up. Big cliffs. Pretty nice piece of trail, eh? Massive cedar that's toppled over on the other side.
Yeah. A good whaling canoe out of that.
Yeah. Salmon belly. Really? Huh.
Avalanche.
Wow.
Who dragged these over from Mount Rainier?
Huh?
Who dragged these over from Mount Rainier?
Well, I was looking at the salmonberry flowers we were brushing into. Salmonberry flower. Leaf out the way. Salmonberry flower. And avalanche lily. Big avalanche lily. And sunshine coming out, but I'm getting a shadow. Hell yeah. It's the little things, YouTube. Some sort of flowering berry bush. Sunshine's coming out. Bleeding heart's coming out. Got knocked off the poor cliff. Nobody will ever know.
Upside down on the floor.
Mm-hmm. Oh, there is somebody inside the trillium. Are we a bug or are we a spider? We are a beetle. Little white and black beetle. Oh, there's multiple somebodies in this flower. Bees. Little tiny mini bees.
Wood buzzers.
Little tiny ones in there, 2 of them.
All lilled up.
Mm-hmm. Got cold at night and found a place to hide. Waiting for the sunshine to come back out and wake them up. Bench? Bench? Bench?
Watch the bears migrate.
Yeah. Third foot log, 4th bridge overall. Oh, wrong way. Yeah. It's got a little bit of slope to it. All the way around without smacking the back there? Yeah. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Log is starting to come apart on this side. Yeah. Yeah. Father says waterfall. Kind of, ish. Maybe. It's a trail crossing. I think, maybe.
Fresh picture spot from over there. On top of the other one.
Another footlog crossing. Ooh, very pretty. Very, very pretty. Look at that. That's some high quality water action right there, ladies and gentlemen. Very pretty spot, very pretty bridge. Have to get video of Dad crossing out on the back way. Especially with those big logs in the background, that might become the clip, or the thumbtack. And a switchback. That looks like somebody's camp right here too.
I would say I wasn't expecting an open boulder field for water to go from up here.
No.
One big rock up here.
That looks like someone's camp. Mm-hmm. If anything, we could hang out there for a few minutes if we don't find anything. Yeah, fresh wood too. Sun's coming out and Mother Nature's encouraging us. No. Yeah.
That side didn't come in from that side though.
No, I didn't.
Cool.
Yeah. It's getting really skinny. That's a pretty spot there too. Well, YouTube, I think we got ahead of ourselves and went hunting for fairies in the woods. I think that last bridge crossing was the quote-unquote waterfall at 3.5-ish miles. Because we've gone another mile up. We're at 4.5 miles now, and the trail hasn't bailed from the creek yet and gone uphill. But also we haven't found another bridge crossing nor a waterfall. And the trail books say it's supposed to be at 3.5 miles. You come to a footlog, crosses in front of a waterfall. So I think it was that last crossing back there. So we'll go back there, have our lunch, shoot some video of the river, and then head back to the Subaru. But I think we were expecting quote unquote bigger and better things. So we kept going and going and going. Didn't find anything. Not that the trail or the river isn't still pretty up here, but if the goal is the waterfall, we went too far. But we also didn't get stopped by snow or anything like that, so we still walked the lower portion. We never did start climbing up towards Hurricane Ridge, so we shall see. So we're back at this bridge crossing at 3.5-ish miles. This is where the waterfall is supposed to be. So we will hang out here, shoot some video of the river and of whatever the waterfall is that's tucked in behind these trees, and then have our lunch and then mosey on back down to the school. Where art thou? There he is. Right there. Right there. Oh, nope. He's right in that gap there-ish. Oh, little booger. Nope, he's not gonna talk while I'm staring at him. He knows he's been spotted at that point. This is probably the steepest switchback in the whole trail so far. Yeah. Oh, he's crossing. It really is a very pretty spot. Problem is, gotta figure out where I'm gonna set up the GoPro. Probably there looking at the bridge. Would be a spot. Put one of them on the mini tripod. Yeah, this doesn't look very waterfall-y. That doesn't look very waterfall-y. Found it.
It's still more of a cascade.
Yeah, it's more of a cascade than a waterfall, but found it. And we're about, I don't know, 30 feet off trail. There's a little side trail. You can't see it directly, but you can hear it. But it's right here.
So just come right through the
Yeah.
behind us. We'll go sit out there or wherever you're going.
Yeah. So I don't think we can get a better. I'm not gonna go play through the jungle to try and get a better view from down below. So, yeah.
I think if any of the trees in the way.
Yeah. That must be the tree that fell down and got in the way. Well, who knows when that edition of the book was written. And I can shoot trilliums at the same time. Ta-da! Waterfall. grove of avalanche lilies. Weird. That cedar log is probably 8 feet across. Doesn't seem like it, but it is. It's hard to tell on a small camera screen. If you don't believe me, come out here and start measuring some of these trees yourself, because I guarantee you, we got lots of big trees. Trilliums, trilliums, trilliums. Couple of really pretty spots in the river down there. Walk across the log. Gorgeous, gorgeous piece of river. Yeah. Bridge. Eh?
That would be your good spot for a camp spot.
Yeah, that's a nice flat wide spot.
There's no camping.
No. Crisscross. And yes, YouTube, the railing is sturdy and stable. What you need to worry about is slipping on your ass when this wood is wet. Boingy, 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 boingy. Father cruise away. Pretty river. Pretty river. Although really, around here, this isn't much bigger than a creek. But you know, I didn't name it. So, I will leave it alone. I will pass judgment. As you can see, we are now leaving Olympic National Park and going back into state DNR lands. So I figured I might as well run the outro here. Thank you for joining us on this Coulee Outdoors adventure where we hiked the lower portion of the Little River Trail in Olympic National Park. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you did not like this video, give it a thumbs down. Either way, leave a comment down below about what you did or did not like so I can improve it for next time. Ratings. Well, let's start with accessibility. 2.5 hours. It's all paved except for literally the very end. When you turn into the parking lot, there's a little bit of dirt road before then. 3.5 stars. Difficulty, we ended up gaining, I think, about 1,000 feet to the waterfall, but we went considerably further and ended up gaining just about 1,500 feet, 2,000 feet, but that was with all the up and down and up and down. I think the raw elevation was 1,000 feet, so not too bad. And then difficulty, I mean, depending on how far you go, we went 4 miles plus, and we still didn't start gaining steeply to go up to Hurricane Ridge. So depending on how much snow, how low the snow level is, and how wet it is, the bridges might be sketchy to cross. But I mean, this isn't a difficult trail. Difficulty 1.5 stars. Enjoyment, I mean, it's not a, it just barely makes the top 25 for my Olympic hikes, so that gives you an idea. It does make the top 25, but just barely. It's not huge rewards and views or anything. It's just a nice stroll in the woods, and because it's not one of the big rainforest rivers or any of the big rivers, it's literally called Little River, you will probably encounter less people, even though it's not more than 15 minutes outside of the town of Port Angeles. Would I come do it again? Probably not, unless I'm starting at Hurricane Ridge and coming all the way down doing a one-way shuttle. But I'd say it's definitely worth the gas money if that's what you're thinking, even with today's inflated gas prices. What else is there? Yeah, so it's 3 miles one way, 3-ish miles one way to the waterfall. Took us about 1.5 hours probably with the rambling, and we did. Wildflowers are out, everything is just starting to green out. It's a good day. It's definitely a good spring hike. April, March, in April especially, and into May is when you go out to the desert and when you do the river hikes, because that's what's melted out, that's what's greening up and flowering up first. And this is a perfect example. Are they going to be blow your doors away exciting? Probably not, but it's well worth it to get outside, burn some calories, get some airflow, and enjoy nature for a few hours. What's coming up next? Well, in a couple of weeks, we go over to the ranch in Montana to go do some chores with Jared. Chiefly of all is what? Lining up. We got to put fence down for the mountainside pasture. Yeah, so we got to re-fence in the mountainside pasture, because a couple years ago we pulled the barbed wire out, and now we got to put the 3-strand electrical wire back in so the ponies can't escape. And of course there'll be firewooding and the sunsets and hopefully the wildflowers. Jared says he's been taking some videos for me to crunch before when I get there, so we'll see. We'll be firewooding. We might go on a hike. I know Jared really wants to go up to Crow Creek Falls and take the ladies up there, so we may go do that, which is cool. We also may go do refrigerated can. I don't know, we'll see. And then we'll get into summertime. Eventually, in the middle of August, we'll go to Yellowstone for 10 days. And if I'm doing my math right and how much overtime I always work at work, I'm gonna have so much PTO that I could probably, not guaranteeing anything, but probably take a week off in July and go do big boy hikes for a week straight in July too. So other than that, it'll be just sprinkling what we can do. Desert and lowlands and rivers and beaches here for another month or so. And then as the snow level and the greening level continues to creep up higher and higher up the mountains, we'll go higher and higher up the mountains. So we'll see you then. Have a good one, and ciao.